For today's video, I thought we could explore a topic that has baffled historians and anthropologists alike. Of course, I'm speaking of how Crazy Steve became Spencer from iCarly, then back to Crazy Steve on Sam and Cat. However, before we can explain how he can do this, we must explore who he really was. That way we can answer the question if he did really kill Drake and Josh in order to steal Megan and move to Seattle. Or better yet, why not ask the question, could he manipulate reality? Just how did I come up with this idea? Well, let's look at the movie Donnie Darko, a film that explores separate timelines and realities. A certain person acquires powers where he has the ability to see the future outcomes of people and may also manipulate them at will. How is this relevant? Well, what if after the events of Donnie Darko, Steve is selected as the next chosen one? Let me stop right here. If I'm losing you, go ahead and watch the movie. Go on, this video isn't going anywhere. Onward. So now that we have established that Steve has powers, what causes him to have the idea of creation? To figure it out, we turn to the scene where we see a young Steve not knowing what he wants to be when he grows up.
How can I find out what I want to be when I grow up?
Oh, that's a hard one. Well, what I need you to do is look deep inside of yourself, deep within your heart, and find what it is in the world that makes you feel love. Pure, unconditional love. And go to that. In your studies, in your athletics, in your relationships, go towards love.
Thank you. Come on up. Okay.
These words of encouragement give him the strength to create the Drake and Josh universe where he fills the role of a movie theater employee. The sudden surge of being in a new dimension causes him to feel like he's losing his mind. And that's where we get the label Crazy Steve. From our point of view, the show goes by years, but to Steve it would be merely days or weeks. The smooth transitions we see are of his mind gaining the strength to harness the power completely. That's where the arrows from Drake and Josh originate. So after working for some time in the movie theater, he mostly saw Drake and Josh as constant variables that always popped up, and the occasional Megan. Those moments make him remember the words of guidance given to him. Love. After witnessing the lengths in which Drake and Josh go to in order to protect Megan from cheating boyfriends, he too wants to feel this feeling. Boom! So the iCarly universe is created in Seattle, in which Steve is now Spencer and Megan is now Carly. Of course, Spencer plays the role of the loving big brother, then of the mentor, because if you recall how lost Steve was originally. So they go through the tribulations, that of which we call life. That is until Spencer realizes that nothing gold can stay. In layman's terms, he knows he must allow Carly to venture out and find her own way, almost the same as he did. And so his reality begins to crumble, reliving some of his turbulent moments.
Goodbye, you guys.
So what is Spencer to do with himself? Well, after experiencing love, he goes back to the old occupation he had, causing one last scene, which in turn will admit him to the psychiatric ward in Sam and Cat. I know you must be thinking, man, that's all BS, just some fat guy talking gibberish. Well then, how do you explain the FBI agent found in Donnie Darko, who was also the vice principal at Carly's school, or how the Drake and Josh universe exists within iCarly's universe? Anything is possible.